You posted this photo on Instagram in March, and you basically said like new chapter, and you're flexing, and you look like you're ready to go.
Yeah.
What's that new chapter look like?
You know, when I got that call about a year ago, the first thing I did was like immediately after that, I thought, okay, I'm taking a month off the gym because I've been going really hard. Like in NXT, I made the decision, okay, it's the time now to get in the best shape in my life. So I did step up my workout regimen pretty intensely, like did cardio twice a day, worked out 5 days a week, wrestling 3 matches. And I did make good progress, but you can only maintain that for so long. And I just kept going, and then got called up to the main roster. So I definitely didn't want to slow down. And yeah, it's just one of those things where I got the call. I knew this was the first time for sure that I wasn't going to step in the ring for 3 months. So I definitely gave my body the break because I didn't get the results that I used to getting. My body started getting really stubborn. Like if I dieted, like things just didn't move it fast. So I gave my body a break, gave my mind a break, just been resting up a little bit. I live in Vegas, so there's always something to do. I like racing, always been Formula One fan, so tried a couple of spots out there and just took some trips, enjoyed the fruits of my labor and just recharged because I didn't want to come back too quick. I didn't want to get into things too quick because I didn't want to half-ass it, basically. So I gave myself the time, didn't really have a timeline in mind of how long I was going to be out for or whatever. But then as time went by, batteries recharged, I started feeling better and started working out again. That was a lot of fun again. And just for the first time, go by how I feel. And I feel like it's obviously when you listen to your gut and go by how you feel, then it's not that drag or forcing things to do. And I just felt ready, man. That's what I basically had in mind. Like I'm going to take the time that I need. And when I'm ready, I'll be back and I'll go all in.
We didn't hear from you for over a year until you posted this photo on Instagram.
Yeah.
Was the idea to go away for a year?
Not really, no. I just knew that after the call, because it was such a surreal feeling, man. It was like, on the one hand, it sucked that chapter was over because that's what I wanted to do since I was 13 years old. But on the other hand, because it was such a roller coaster leading up to that, it felt freeing in a way. Like I told a friend of mine, he asked me if I was okay. I said, yeah, man, I'm good. It's almost like when you're in school and school ends and you go on summer vacation. Just all the weight was off because at least I knew. At least I knew there was no more thinking about it. And really after that, all I did was I just knew I was taking some time. Didn't know how much it was. And yeah, I didn't think about how long exactly I was going to be out for. Just like, okay, I'm going to need some space, take some time for myself, figure myself out, and yeah, enjoy life a little bit.
How surprised were you by that call that you were getting released?
I was and I wasn't because, I mean, during the summer of the year previous, I wasn't on TV, but I knew there was a plan to come back eventually. And we did those vignettes and everything, but that didn't last long, unfortunately. So after that, I noticed when some thoughts started to creep in, but I tried to focus on the positive and I always had high hopes. Like, for example, when the new year started, I know SmackDown went from 2 hours to 3 hours. And I was told like, there's a quote from one of the producers, like, we have all the real estate in the world. There's just not enough land, which like basically you have all the great wrestlers. There's just not enough time on the show. So when SmackDown went to 3 hours, I thought, well, maybe now it's going to happen. Like maybe here's the chance and whatever. And then, yeah, wasn't needed for TV for a couple of weeks. And, you don't want to hear that call. But when it happened, like I can't say that I was really surprised at it. So it was kind of like it was a weird mix of feelings.
A lot of people right after their 90 days are up, like they hit the indies or they start doing conventions.
Yep.
You haven't done any of that.
No.
So how do you feel about wrestling right now?
There's, it's funny because like, this is what I wanted to do since I was 13 years old. And when that chapter ended, I knew I wanted to take some time away, but I feel like there's way more things to do for me. I feel like I haven't reached my full potential yet. I feel like some people know what I can do, but I know I can do a lot more. And I just really wanted to take enough time to not come back and like go in halfway. So I definitely work out like I want to wrestle again. I feel like there's many things still to do. Nothing set in stone yet, but when that opportunity comes, I know I'll be ready for it.
Do you have a timeline in your own mind of when you want to have another match?
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what's coming up. I did have some talks with a couple of people, some really good talks. And We'll see, man. I always believe in the timing of the universe, that everything happens for a reason. And yeah, it's just a feeling that I got. Like at some point, I just felt like working out more. At some point, I just felt like dialing in my diet again, just getting more serious with cardio and all those things. And I don't have to force myself to do that. So I know when that opportunity comes, it'll be the perfect timing. I'll be in the perfect spot mentally, physically, and I'm gonna kill it.
Your last match was December 13th, 2024.
Mhm.
So here we are 16 months later.
Yeah.
Does your relationship with wrestling feel different now than it did when you were signed with WWE?
It did. I'll tell you why. It's because so I grew up in Italy in a small village, 2,000 people, right? And I remember when I was 5 years old, I was watching TV with my dad. And have you ever seen the movie Commando by any chance?
Of course.
Arnold, right?
Yeah.
So the opening scene,
Classic.
yes, so many good lines in that one. And the opening scene is, I remember as if it was yesterday. I was playing with something in front of the TV. My dad's in the back watching, and I look up, and there was the opening scene, and it's Arnold, like tree trunk on his shoulder, carrying the chainsaw in the other hand, biggest biceps I'd ever seen up to that point. And like look up, and I looked at my dad, and like, who's that guy? And he explained it to me, like, oh, it's Arnold, you know. He grew up 2 hours away from where I grew up. Same scenario, small village. He said, yeah, and now he became bodybuilding champion, moved to the States. Now he's in movies. And that at that moment, just my complete horizon just opened up. Like, whoa, that's possible. You can go from where we live to the country where the movies are made. Like, that's how I looked at it back in the day. So I was very fortunate because ever since I was 5 years old, I told my dad, I'm going to move to the States one day when I was 5 years old. And in my mind, I knew I wanted to do something special with my life. I just didn't know what it was yet. So I tried all kinds of sports growing up. I played soccer, which was big there, handball, I played hockey, tennis. And then when I was 10, 11 years old, I started more going towards individual sports. I actually became a pro skier before I started wrestling because I lived in the middle of the Alps. Like that's the perfect thing to do. Yeah. And then it was pretty intense. Like our coach was pretty insane. Like he put us on a pretty professional regimen, trained year round and whatever. So it was intense.
What style of skiing?
Everything. So racing, like you do downhill, you do super G, slalom, giant slalom. I did all the disciplines, and it's rough at the start because you have to work your way up. You know, you start at the very back. The track is not good anymore. So when you go down, like it's all you feel like. It's cold, man. I have respect for those guys doing that year round, like because you get up at 4:30 in the morning. It's cold. You go up 3 lifts to get to the race. You sit around there all day until it's your turn and all that. But yeah, I mean, I remember one of those days in the winter. I went home and I was just flipping through channels, watching TV with my brothers. And there's a channel in Italy called Italia Uno, and they showed SmackDown. It was a SmackDown episode before the Survivor Series in 2003, and it was Undertaker wrestling Brock Lesnar and Big Show on a biker chain on a pole match. I'm like, what's going on here? What is this? Coolest thing I've ever seen. And then it just hit me. Like I saw a little documentary the week after about Rey Mysterio and how he started working out in Mexico and training. Like, dude, that's it. Like, this is it. Just skiing went down the list of priorities big time. And I just used the training that we got from our coach then to just, okay, like I'm getting ready to wrestle. I have no idea how I'm going to do it because there's no really huge wrestling schools there. And yeah, I just knew I was going to be a wrestler. So everything leading up to that point was what's going to help me get to WWE and what is not. So that's how I based my life, basically. And that's how I made every decision in wrestling. And I feel like I put a lot of pressure on myself because of that. Just like maybe second guessing things instead of just going with my gut. Whereas nowadays, I just want to have fun, man. I want to go out there because that's what it's supposed to be. It's just fun. I want to have great matches. I want to be authentic. I want to tear it up with whoever I'm in the ring with. Just have a good time and enjoy the process. Live in the moment. And I know that's when great things are going to happen.
So if you fell in love with WWE when you were a kid,
mm-hmm.
and this is the dream, this is the goal, you're working your way up through the indies, you finally get signed by WWE, and you're there for 8 years.
Yep.
And then you get that phone call that you're released. It's got to be heartbreaking.
Yeah. I mean, it did suck to know that chapter was over, you know, especially because you make big sacrifices to come here. You leave your family behind, you know, you move halfway across the world. You start out at the bottom of the ladder again with people who like have never done a role in their life, basically, even though you've been wrestling for 6-7 years, but you just, you know, gotta not let your pride or your ego take over when it comes to that. So you go through that whole process again, eventually get to the main roster. And then it was so weird because I did put a lot of effort into those vignettes. Like I planned out where to shoot what, where in Vegas with the guys there. And I loved how the vignettes turned out. Like I was super happy with those. And I thought, man, here we go. This is it. This is the time. And then it just went the way it did. So yeah, just having that thought in your mind that, okay, here we go. But then it's kind of taken away. It sucked. But like I said earlier, it was such an emotional roller coaster leading up to that it's okay. And I do believe everything happens for a reason. So you never, especially in wrestling, never say never. So we'll see what happens from here on out. But I'm more focused on the future and the present now, and looking forward to it.
Right before you got released, you were kind of repackaged, right?
Yes.
So you had these vignettes that you're talking about. It's like Italian elegance. You're speaking Italian. You're driving a Ferrari in Las Vegas. And then you come out and you lose to Apollo Crews in less than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So what was the original plan with these vignettes and where your character would go?
I thought the plan was to get me going right away. And I didn't find out about that till like basically the day of the show. So at the end of the day, you're a professional. So whatever the plan is, you try to make the most of it. I do have to say, like, as far as entrance wise, that was my favorite entrance I've ever done, because in the group, I always felt a little bit like I tried to fit in. That's why I didn't stand out. Whereas with that character that I did in NXT, and it worked great there, doing that on the main roster, I just felt like, okay, I have some sort of direction, who I am, what I'm supposed to do, and was my favorite entrance, personality-wise, charisma-wise, and everything. And then the plan changed the day off. Looking back now, I feel like from a business standpoint, if you look at the positives, it definitely got attention. Definitely, like, it got people talking. The unfortunate thing for me is just that not more came out of it, because I feel like we could have done a lot of cool stuff with that character on SmackDown. I know Apollo and I could have tore it up in a match. We did in NXT. We did on main event. We have great chemistry. It was just, things just kept happening. We moved to a different channel 2 weeks after. Then the next thing happened. I wasn't on TV for a little bit. And yeah, that's just one of those things that are a little unfortunate, because I saw myself actually having really good matches with the guys in the United States title picture at the time, like Mello, LA Knight, Andrade at the time. That I think we could have done some cool stuff there, but yeah, it is what it is.
How would you sum up that character? Like a playboy? Is that what it is?
Yeah, like a high class Italian playboy, kind of world class sportsman, because the skiing like is a part of me, like that you saw in the vignettes. The racing is a part of me in the vignettes, and he's just, I'm sure you've seen Pumping Iron as well, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So
I'm coming all the time.
Man, what a guy. So
what a guy.
Arnold, like in that one, I remember the one phrase somebody talked about Arnold, and he said, Arnold, he's cocky, but he has a right to be, because he is the best. And that's what I took from there. It's like, he's this cocky, almost arrogant, but cocky in a likable way.
Yeah.
Because he has a right to be, because he is the best. And that's like, I feel like in the ring, I can keep up with everybody. Like, I'm very comfortable when it comes to that. I'm very confident when it comes to that. And it was the first time in my wrestling career where I really knew who I'm supposed to be, or had some sort of direction. And I feel like that's why it connected with fans the way it did. Because the first entrance I did, they were chanting my name when I wasn't even in the ring yet. So yeah, plans change. It's wrestling. I wish we could have done some more stuff with that on the main roster, on the bigger stage, but it is what it is. It's all good.
Is wrestling still the main focus for you right now?
Yeah. It's been my passion since I was 13 years old. It gave me purpose in life. It was the one thing that drove me, motivated me, made me realize my dream of moving to America and doing what I do. It gave me the life that I have now. So I could never be bitter about wrestling itself. I just needed some time away, like you do sometimes. I've been on it for, what's it been? I had my first match in 2011. So 14, 15 years nonstop. And I wouldn't have made the decision myself, but the decision was made for me. And when it happened, because I was determined to, like, when I signed with WWE, I'm WWE all the way, stick it out till the end. But when it happened, I was like, okay, well, that's that. I'm going to take some time away. I'm going to take some time for myself. And when I'm ready, I'm going back to doing the things that I love.
So what's been keeping you busy over the last year or so, other than getting into phenomenal shape?
Well, it's really just like going after my hobbies. There's a lot of cool spots in Vegas. Like, I feel like I still haven't scratched the surface. Like in Vegas, I love racing. Like I said, there's a couple of cool spots there in Vegas to try out, whether it's go-karting, whether it's like driving Ferraris or Lambos around the track and all that. I took a couple of trips and just enjoyed the fruits of my labor, just lived life a little bit. And it's weird because life without wrestling feels very different. Because when you're wrestling on a regular basis, you go from, okay, this wrestling match and just that. I mean, you had some matches back in the day, right?
No, I know. I had some backyard matches, which are not actual matches. But I understand what you mean. It's like you go from the high of being in the ring
exactly,
to the hotel, to the airport.
Yes.
Like, and that's your life for so many years.
Yes. And you just go by like match to match to match. And man, having a wrestling match and things go exactly the way you want them to go, and they go well, that rush, there's nothing like it, like after a wrestling match. And I kind of missed that. It was weird experiencing life like that. It's just, okay, I mean, it's another day. You get your workout in, you I don't know, you take a trip, you go to dinner, you do some fun activity, but that rush and that thrill of a wrestling match, I did start missing it a lot. So I'm looking forward to what the future holds.